Time for something a bit different. Today on the book club, we're making a deal with the devil. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, at Dave Musson on Instagram, and this is a place where normally I talk to you about Stephen King, but in this spin-off series, I'm recommending great books to you. Yes, we're back in the book club. This is where I share with you some of my favourite books that I've read, either brand new ones or older ones or ones in between, and basically try and get across my enthusiasm for you in the hope that you will go and check them out yourselves. So for each book that I bring to the book club, I will give you the synopsis, I will tell you a bit about the author, I'll give you my spoiler-free review, and I will try and align it to a Stephen King book. So you've got that as a point of reference. And these are only books that I have enjoyed, so you don't need to worry about me ripping books to shreds. It's all about positivity on the book club. I want you to find other books that you will like as well. If you're looking for other things to check out, you can find my collection of Stephen King themed banshas. You can check out my own collection of short stories, Once More Around the Sun, which won a couple of awards this year and made me feel very happy. You can check out my newsletter, and brand new on this channel, you can become a member of this channel. You can sign up to be a constant viewer, get members only videos, early access to stuff, and some fun emojis and things. The links are all there to check out. Do go and do that, but not before you've stuck around for the rest of this entry into the book club. And if you want to see the rest of the book club entries, check out the playlist. There's some great ones to find. So this time I am talking about a fantastic collection that was released earlier in 2024, and the stories in them are all linked to a meeting with the devil. This is Craft, Stories I Wrote for the Devil by Ananda Lima. Let's do this. So here's your synopsis of Craft, which I'm just going to call Craft for sake of brevity, but technically it's Craft, Stories I Wrote for the Devil, but we'll call it Craft from here on out. Anyway, at a Halloween party in 1999, a writer slept with the devil. She sees him again and again throughout her life and writes stories for him about things both impossible and true. Stories I Wrote for the Devil lures readers into surreal pockets of the United States and Brazil, where they'll find bite-sized Americans in vending machines and the ghosts of living people. Ananda Lima speaks to modern Brazilian-American immigrant experiences of ambition, fear, longing, and belonging, and reveals the porousness of storytelling and of the places we call home. And a bit about the author for you. So Ananda Lima is a poet, translator, and fiction writer born in Brasilia, Brazil, and now living in Chicago, Illinois. She's the author of the poetry collection Mother/Land, winner of the Hudson Prize. Her work has appeared in the American Poetry Review, Poets.org, Kenyon Review Online, Gulf Coast, Pleiades, The Common, Witness, and elsewhere. She's been awarded the inaugural WIP Fellowship by Latinx in Publishing. She has an MA in Linguistics from UCLA and an MFA in Creative Writing in Fiction from Rutgers University, Newark. Craft, Stories I Wrote for the Devil is her fiction debut. So there's all your background. Let's get into my spoiler-free review. So I'm going to start this by just saying this book was beautiful, an absolute joy to read, and I ended up being very deliberate in taking my time with this and just taking one story at a time, letting it sit and letting it all permeate for me so I can really appreciate just the beauty of the writing. I wanted to let that lush poetic prose permeate through, and doing it slowly really allowed it to do that. Now, this is not a horror book as such, but it is full of darkness, it's got the devil in it, it's got ghosts in it and more, so it definitely appeals to fans of horror. If anything, it's more surreal than anything else. Like, we end up going on these weird trips around America and Brazil and bringing back these weird literary, poetic stories that just kind of get in your head and sit there and just look fabulous, really. It's really fascinating, actually, to look at this version of America and this version of Brazil through the eyes of a writer who knows both places intimately, as Ananda Lima does. So this book is kind of structured. It is different short stories, but there is like a wraparound that runs throughout. So it almost feels like one long piece with smaller stories in between. And I found it a really fascinating insight into life as an immigrant, and a really a really well done look back at the pandemic too. There's not been much good pandemic writing yet, but this absolutely is. So I loved all of the stories here, but I did have a few favourites. There was one that's mentioned in the synopsis of a vending machine full of bite-sized Americans. That story was called Anthropophaga. And I thought the very clever and poignant finale of Hasselblad Triptych was really, really cleverly done and had me guessing all the way through as to what was actually going to happen. My favourite, though, was probably the excellent ghost story, a really original take on a ghost story of a house being haunted by somebody who isn't dead. That one was probably the darkest one in there. And it was dark from a ghostly point of view, but on an emotional point of view as well. Just really cleverly done, really smart writing. Actually, I take it back on the scariest of reading this as a writer and fellow writers who read this. The scariest thing in there was Idle Hands, which is an epistolary tale of a writer getting feedback in critique on their work from other members of their writing group. Like, it's really funny, but also like scary as well from that point of view of sharing your work with others who you know have opinions about it. I really enjoyed it. I've not seen anything like that before. And yeah, it was great. It made me want to read the story that they were critiquing as well, though. That was the only problem with it. And I mentioned that wraparound story, and I found the wraparound story to be very moving and very cleverly done as well. It kind of gave us these glimpses into, I guess, the real life, the real world of the author. And it was emotional at times, but it gave us momentum and kept the book moving and took you from one story to the next. And I've talked on this channel before about anthologies needing the wraparound. So for this to have its own wraparound story was an immediate thumbs up from me. So trying to align this to a King book. Obviously it's a collection of short stories, but none of the King collection of short stories feel like a good match for this. So actually I'm going to plump with Lisey's story. It's that more literary feel. It's a very strong viewpoint of a central character. It's otherworldly, it's surreal, it's beautiful prose. Yeah, I think that works. We'll go with that. So to sum up, this entire book is lush. The front cover is incredible. You've got to check it out. It's like a book, a cover within a cover within a cover, which is a good representation of the stories. And I enjoyed the poeticism that came through in the stories, the literary feel, and just the creativity of the scenarios and the tales that we got in here. Like I say, taking it slowly, one piece at a time, was absolutely the best way to do it. Like, the book's only 130 odd pages. I probably could have read it in 2 hours if I wanted to. But spreading it out over 2 weeks was like, chef's kiss. That was the way to do it. I guess my final recommendation would be for you to treat your eyes and your soul to this beautiful and haunting collection. It really is great. Even though it's not straight up horror, I think as a fan of horror, you'll get a lot from it. And I want to say a massive thank you to my friend Scott Woods for recommending me this in the first place. Thank you, Scott. Okay, there we go. Another entry in the book club sorted. Does this one sound like something you might like? It's a bit different, but I think you'll enjoy it. Do go and check out Craft by Ananda Lima. And if you do, come back here and let me know how you get on. And of course, if you do read it and you like it, review it on Amazon or on Goodreads and rave about it on your own social media channels. It really does help spread the word. If you're looking for other things you can get involved with, I have a range of Stephen King themed band shirts that you can explore. I have my own collection of short stories, Once More Around the Sun, nowhere near as beautifully written as this one, but my one has won some awards, so it's okay, I guess. You can sign up to my newsletter. You can become a member of this channel. You can become a constant viewer and get special videos, early access, emojis, all of that kind of stuff. Everything's in the description below, so do check that out. You can check out the rest of the book club. You can check out all of my Stephen King content as well. And that's about it, really. So thank you for watching this far. Take care, read good books, and I will see you back here for another entry in the book club very, very soon.